All right, y'all. Michael and Kevin are back, and you don't have a guest this week. You just get to listen to us ramble on about whatever.
This week, you just get to guess what we're going to talk about.
Exactly. I think right now we're going to talk about turkey calls because Kevin and I were comparing turkey calls before we started recording here. You can go to backwoodslife.com or backwoodsstore.com and get you a Backwoods Life logo turkey call by Keep 'em Strutting Calls. Now, I don't know how this is going to sound through the waves of podcasting and YouTubing, but Kevin, you can tell me because you can hear it better than I can. I'm just saying.
I'm going to turn my volume down so turkeys don't come running in my door.
Yeah, don't open your door because they will come in right now. This is also a striker with a flared tip here by Keep Strutting Calls. So this is what is this one? Keep Strutting. This one it's a couple years old, or we may have got it last year or something. But either way, they look the same and they sound. The new ones sound even better than this one. Now, I have not scratched this soundboard lately, so yeah, a little rough. What'd you think, Kevin?
If I was a turkey, I would have gobbled.
Got to find a sweet spot. I got a flat spot where I've been. That'll kill a turkey, man.
It's pretty loud. Wives everywhere right now are going, "Hey, stop it! Stop it!"
And so for the turkey hunting amateurs, like I said, I don't have a scratch pad right here anywhere close by, so I can't rough this call up like it needs it because it needs a little more texture on it. I probably need to move the striker down a little bit, but a little cluck. Little soft yelp like that. That's all you need to do. If you're turkey hunting and you're a beginning turkey hunter, if you'll learn how to do those two things right there, you can make a turkey gobble, can't you, Kevin?
That is exactly right. And I'm a big fan of, purring and clucking a lot.
Oh, I know. I know. If you hunt with Kevin, it's going to be basically nonstop purring.
You're going to hear a lot of this.
I can't even hear that. It's so good. Barely. So
you got to keep it quiet.
let's put it this way: if you hunt with Kevin, it's not going to hurt your ears. It's not going to be loud enough for you to hear it 2 feet away. But a turkey can hear it, subsonic hearing that they have. So anyway, I'm Michael Lee. This is Kevin Knighton, obviously, with Backwoods Life. This is our podcast episode number. I got it right this time. 46. Thank you. Hold your applause to the end of the show.
At least 4 of those, even Michael let me be on.
Yeah, whatever, Kevin. Let you be on. Sometimes you don't know what you do until you figure it out, and hopefully we've figured it out now. So
That's right.
This whole thing called technology. Zoom got to be a lot more friendlier when we had this pandemic. A couple years. So
they had to figure out how to let about 50% of the workforce work from home. So
and have meetings and all that stuff. So we jumped on the technology bandwagon so that we could actually do this thing now. So with all that being said, we thank everybody that listens, and we think honestly our podcast is really taking off. And Kevin, I didn't even told you this, but we had the podcast that just rolled out last week. Was with Jesse and Will from Rete, and that was our most listened to podcast to date. So we've steadily grown. They knocked Cody Kelly off the pedestal of number one Backwoods Life podcast listenership, I guess. So with our buddy Scott from Horny Deer Sense coming in a close second there. So, oh Lord, I got people walking in my office right now as I'm recording a podcast. So I really don't know what they're doing here. They're trespassers. So I guess they're coming here and looking at deer. So, all right, they're leaving now. That was fun. Y'all come back now. You hear? So anyway, that was my wife and my mother-in-law. They didn't know I was doing this. I guess I should put a sign on the door, an office door. That
Recording
says,
in progress.
"Do not enter, or you will be shot." So anyway,
You know, in TV studios, they have big red flashing lights. You need one of those.
well, I got an Antler King sign outside that's orange and it moves with the wind. Does that count as a flashing sign?
Well,
No,
sometimes
not really.
in some states.
Well, with that being said, my mother-in-law just moved down here a week or so ago now to Valdosta, and she lives about 8 or 9 miles from us. And since she's moved down here, and she stayed with us the first night or two because they were moving her stuff in and getting settled, that's the first time I've seen her since she moved down here. So maybe that's a pattern. The closer you live to somebody, the less you see them.
I mean, it could all change in a day. She might be there every day now for the next week.
She's been getting settled in, so I'll cut her some slack. But she used to live outside of Atlanta, and God knows why anybody would want to live up there. I mean, I'm not knocking Atlanta, but I am at the same time because y'all got way too many people for us rednecks up there. It's not a cool place for us.
And not enough turkeys.
Well, there's probably a lot of turkeys. We just don't know where they are. We did turkey hunt by the on the flight pass at the airport, though. Remember that?
That's true. Yep.
By
Athens.
And since then, we have. No, it's actually on the west side of Atlanta. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yep.
And we were right there by the river, and it was all that high dollar horse farm. And we were watching literally we had to wait till the planes went by to land till we could run a turkey call. Remember that? That was how bad it was. Couldn't hear nothing, man. We got 747s flying over the top of us, and we're trying to make a turkey gobble, and it doesn't really do good. But going by.
Was that a turkey gobble? Oh no.
No, that was the crapper on the plane flushing. I think it was
That was the landing gear.
Yeah, something. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But so she moved from up there. She's down here now, so she gets to enjoy the slower pace of life. And anyway, now instead of her coming down and me cooking for her, hopefully she start cooking for me. I mean, some of that, your mom's cooking's always a little bit better than yours.
For sure. I guarantee she comes up with some kind of craft project for y'all to work on.
Now, there ain't no y'all in them. I'm not messing with none of that stuff. They can build whatever they want to. I'm doing good to keep up with Backwoods Life in general. I feel like the more I get ahead, the further behind I get. And I don't know how to explain that. I don't think in 18 years we've been this busy.
Yeah, I understand. And, we always trying to find new things to do. And I ain't sure when we're going to have time to do those.
I don't know. We're just trying to make a dollar like everybody else out there. But it seems like since year 1 to year 18, we've had to make about 6,000 different moves. And the wheelbarrow is getting fuller and the tire air is getting lower.
And the people pushing it's getting older.
There ain't no doubt about that. Every time I get up out of this chair, I'm like, oh, God, dog, this is terrible.
Things pop and creak that didn't used to pop and creak.
And I got 2 years on Kevin, so whenever he catches up with me, which I hope is never, then he's going to feel worse than he does now.
True fact.
But anyway, we're getting ready for turkey season, speaking of popping and cracking. Kevin and I just got back, what's today? Thursday?
Today's Thursday. Yep.
We came on Tuesday. We were over at our hunting lease, doing some maintenance work, and we had. I will say this, without a doubt, and I can say this with 100% confidence. That is the best day of shed hunting or shed finding. I don't say we were hunting them kinda, but that's the best day of shed finding that I have ever been a part of in the state of Georgia.
Well, and the overall finding success to the time spent hunting was astronomical because we looked for about 5 minutes and we found all of what, 5 sheds?
We caught them. I like how you said that.
We caught 5 sheds.
The deer went running
day
by.
right there, Taylor.
What kind of bait do you use to catch sheds?
Same kind you do to catch deer.
Antler King and Antler King, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, but we went over to our place and just doing some maintenance. I mean, we had some deer feeders that needed protein in them and stuff, and we need to move some corn feeders that were empty out of the way. So we're legal for turkey hunting. Trying to do all the right things. Before turkey season gets here. Doing some scouting and checking our spy point cameras and battery maintenance and just the stuff that we hadn't done in a month. So, trying to recover from deer season being over. Now turkey season will be here in a couple of weeks. But, we found, I'd say, well, we make this thing sound like we found like 40 sheds, right? We found 5.
But that, for South Georgia, that's a lot.
And I would be willing to bet you people I know for sure, you could count probably on one hand, no doubt, 2 hands, how many people have found 5 or more deer sheds in a day in Georgia.
Yeah, no doubt. And I took a picture, but the picture makes them look not nearly as impressive as they did in person. So.
They're way bigger than that. But the thing with it now, people don't realize how hard it is to find small deer antler sheds.
Especially, I mean, an antler that's that big, that's just a little 4-point, gets covered up with dirt real easy in a food plot.
Exactly. And we found one, it was literally at the bottom of a feeder. And we were walking up to the feeder, and Kevin goes, "Have you ever found a deer antler laying under a feeder?" And I said, "Well, I can't remember that I can." And then there was one laying under the feeder. Right there, just like that. So, and he wasn't big. It was like a forker. That's what they call them in the Midwest, right? North.
And I'm not even sure Boone and Crockett would recognize that as a forker, because I'm not even sure they were an inch long.
No, he was definitely what in the South we call one side of a 4-point. So it was a 2-point shed. And then we found, we found one that was, I guess he had. What was the other one we found in that same food plot? Was that 4 on one side? Just small. That was 2.
Yeah. I almost had drop tine.
Almost. He's gonna have one this coming year. You're right. I won't kill him just because he got that big old drop tine. No, it just had a little nub. It could turn into a drop tine maybe, but it had a little nub. We said, man, you're gonna have a drop tine next year. But we found that one. And then we found actually the other side of that same buck in a different food plot, probably 600,000 yards away.
I was going to say about 600 yards away, maybe 700 at the most.
So, and that was just random because I said, "Kevin, let's just ride through the middle of this food plot." And sure enough, we went 5 yards. I said, "Stop!" There it is. And picked it up and said, "Kevin's like, that's the other side of that buck." I'm like, "Well, I guess it is." And I know nobody can argue with that because I believe it is. And
looked the same to me.
And then we found one of our mature bucks dropped an antler. We found it in one of Antler King plots. And then we found one more shed by a protein feeder. So just one of them, like everywhere we turn around, look at there. Look, we found one. That'll never happen again. But
yeah. And we have had a couple pictures of a couple bucks still holding on to their antlers, but maybe they'll go drop them in the same place. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching a video. I think it was Heartland Bowhunter. One of them guys posted on Instagram a while ago. They're walking through the oak hills with wide open deer trails and walk up to this big licking branch, and then there's 2 big sheds laying at the bottom of it. A deer goes up there and knocks them off. That don't happen in Georgia much.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, if you can walk miles and miles in the woods in Georgia, and maybe you'll find one. Maybe. I mean, we've honestly found those 5, and last time we were over there, you and I both found a broken piece off of. I mean, the one I found was like 2 or 3 years old, and the one you found probably a year old. I guess I don't remember.
The one I found was fresh and new because it was in an Antler King food plot, and if it had been there
chopped up
before, it would have been broke.
Yeah. So we found, technically we found 7 deer antlers, and we've been over there twice in the last month. So, I mean, you never know. We could have a buck mecca over there.
Well, I mean, while we were there, Michael said we're going to be in the Wheeler County Hall of Fame over there for shed finding. So,
yeah, but I mean, Now let's put this in perspective, though. You can add all these antlers together, and they might make 75 inches. I mean, they're just not. We're not
If you're
talking.
very generous when you're
That
measuring, yeah.
they're not what we would call trophy bucks by any means, but it does show we're holding some bucks on the property, so there's always potential for the future. And I'll say this now, I don't know if you noticed it looking at the Spy Point trail cam pictures, but I did pour out some minerals the other day at one of our spots. I did exactly what it says on the bag. Went in there and I raked out a spot, got some nice dark dirt right there, and I poured the minerals out. And that day there were deer in there eating those minerals.
Yep.
So there you
So
go.
next year we might find 100 inches of antler.
I was going to say 85. So that'd be more right. Maybe that buck would go in there and lick it and get that drop time to be about 2 inches long.
There you go.
And that's another thing. Like we're talking, we're all over the place on today's podcast, but I will say the one thing about deer having drop time and stuff like that, from my understanding and talking with Antler King guys and people that know deer nutrition, right now deer are pretty much run down from rut and fall and winter and blah blah blah. Now, if you've got good food sources, some of their bodies are in good shape, but they're recovering right now. So they're hitting back, getting that body fat back built up, building that mass back, and that's our goal right now. To give them, we started feeding our protein pellets and mixes. We're still got a little bit of corn out there in the diet, but one thing I did learn, and our buddy Mike McFerrin down in South Texas even agreed with this, and they had like extensive management and feeding programs in Texas. If you just go in there and you switch from corn right to pellets or something, like the deer shut down on it for a little while. It's almost like they got to reintroduce that into their diet. So we do it slowly with a corn and pellet mixture.
Yeah, this time of year we're kind of mixing it together. So they already had been coming to corn, so now they're getting some protein in with it.
Right, and you know what as I do, by July we'll have them. I mean, that should be straight protein pellets, and they're going to be wearing it out. And so, with all that being said, right now the does need food. They're pregnant. They got some fawns coming in a couple 3 months. The bucks are recovering. The antlers fell off, so guess what that means? The other ones are starting to grow already. So
and talking about, we've been having the protein pellets out there, but we also have a bunch of fall, winter, spring, that all that cereal rye that's been kind of dormant for all this cold weather is starting to spring back up too.
Yep, and we've got some clover popping up and growing pretty decent in places. The deer have hammered that stuff so hard this winter. And we got 1 acre, one plot that's 4 acres. And we planted a diverse mix into that. Now, we had some bad luck when we first planted it. I think it was a little bit dry on us for a little long, so we may have lost some seed on that. But, man, them radishes came through in the clutch. And the deer, and a month ago, I was like, there's no way they're going to eat all these. But they ate all of them, which they're starting to mature and die off, like radishes do. But there's still now the warm weather's got all these other grasses and clovers shooting up, so it's actually prime food plot growing season down here right now because the weather's warm and we got some rain lately.
Yeah, we need to, next trip over there, we got to spray a little clover fuel. It'll be, temperatures are warming up a lot. Up north, they got to wait, probably another month or two before they start seeing much clover growth. But down here, this time of year, it's going to start kicking off for us.
Heck, they still got probably snow going on up north.
Yeah, a lot of places.
Ground's still frozen and all that. And, we're adapting to what we're trying to find works best over there. This is our 4th or 5th year, so having that place. So we're dialing in, trying to find the right combo to what works, and then we'll go back into probably sometime in May after turkey season's over, or when we get done turkey hunting over there, and work on some summer, early fall, late summer plots, and then we'll go in after that, and our normal, Antler King fall plots will go in, and we'll just that cycle. And what we did, Kevin and I both, they were riding around looking at the number of deer trails that are going through the property to those major food sources now. It's crazy at just the traffic that's there.
Well, that's this time of year, it's down here in Florida where I live, all the vegetation's already starting to bust out, but up there it still looks like winter for another week or two. And because there's no new vegetation everywhere that they've been walking regular trails, is a lot more visible this time of year than other parts.
Yeah, and I mean here at my house, I mean it's greened up tremendously in a week, and where we hunt is a couple hours northeast of here, so it's a little bit behind. But I mean it'll be there next time we go over there. We're gonna be like, wow, that changed a lot in a matter of days, really. But those food sources are key. And then back to what I was saying though, is all these food sources were contributing to getting their bodies back on track, and that's why we're putting the minerals out right now too, because that's all part of building their bodies back up. And anything, once that deer has reached 100% of their gas tank full as a body, it's all going out the top of a buck, and that's his antlers, exactly. So anything extra that we're giving them, minerals, protein, whatever the case is, the and what builds bones? What do you, when you were a kid? Drink your milk. That calcium. Have calcium. Have calcium. So calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, all go into, and there's something else I forgot what it is, but there's something. It all goes together for bone growth. So now, once we got the fat back on them, like us, then we're going to grow antlers.
If that's the case, I'm going to be about a 180 here pretty soon.
More like a 250
Booner.
pounds.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That ship has sailed, so now I'm working on a rack.
Yeah, we could only be so lucky that it goes that way and not the other way. But so anyway, that's what we're up to. My wife just texted me and said, "Sorry, I didn't know you were doing a podcast." I said, "Me neither."
Surprise!
But I'll text her back. So anyway, turkey season's coming. I know what's kind of crazy is our turkeys were really grouped up together even a month ago. And now, man, they are scattered big time. We got gobblers showing up here, gobblers over there, hens over here, hens over there. So now it's literally coming down to time to go turkey hunting. We're not going to hunt the cameras. We know the areas that they're in. Now it's just go and take our headphones off, put our Isotune Sport ears in, and we can hear them jokers gobble.
Yep. And actually here where I live last weekend was youth season. So I already got a little taste of the turkey hunting, but the weather was horrible. So we ain't hit it right yet.
And I hate to say it, but this weekend's not looking great. It's supposed to rain this weekend. So,
man, I hadn't even looked at the forecast. Why you got to go raining on my parade?
Let me pull it up for you, buddy. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Let's see. In EIEIO, Florida, where Kevin lives, we're looking like, oh, it ain't good, buddy. You got a 23% chance of rain tomorrow, but you got an 80% chance on Saturday with sun and thunderstorms. It says it's going to be pleasant. It ain't going to rain that much, though. But it is an 80% chance of rain with the wind blowing a little bit. It's better than last weekend.
You said an 80% chance?
That's what it says.
Mine only says 39% chance.
Well, it depends on what time of day you're looking at, I guess.
Huh. Oh, well. Yeah, chance of rain, 40%.
I still think you can go turkey hunting, though.
Well, I might have to do nothing but watch baseball for Saturday. We might have to reserve turkey hunting for Sunday.
Okay, you can do that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start going. I'm gonna go coming down there Monday. Me and Big Mike. We're gonna hunt next week. Weather's actually looking pretty decent.
You're gonna try to get one of them Osceolas.
Yeah, I done shot a few, but I mean, really, the reason that I'm really amped up about basically doing this is because Georgia doesn't start till a week later now. So, hello, Florida, here I come. Did I lose you,
I don't know
Kevin?
if it's, yeah, I don't know if it's my internet or what, but it keeps dropping out.
Yeah, it's got to be your internet. It's not my internet. Mine's fine.
But doing my best.
Got to pay the bill. That's rule number one. So But anyway, I'm headed down. Me and Big Mike, our buddy Chris Cooper, we're gonna go down and see if we can shoot a skull Osceola next week, and then we'll come back to Georgia. And I got a week of working, and then we're gonna kick Georgia season off. We'll probably be well, either at our lease, or I might go down the road from the house, or might go to Lee Farm. Who knows? We'll go somewhere where some turkeys at and see if we can chirp one and squawk one up.
Yeah, they took a week off the front end for us this year, so we got to wait a little longer up there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I'm going to Florida. Not that I don't want to go to Florida anyway, but it usually starts on the same weekend for your part of Florida and up here. So it's kind of been it depends on what year it's been. Florida usually started a week earlier sometimes, same day sometimes, but now I don't think we have to ever worry about Florida starting the same day as Georgia anymore.
I guess not. Yeah, the last several years seemed like it'd been Florida open one Saturday, Georgia open the next Saturday, and that seemed real convenient.
I mean, it did work pretty nicely, but anyway, we're gonna go turkey hunting. It's that time of the year, and then we've got the invite right here on my desk actually to go to the Strut Masters Championship up in LaGrange, North Carolina. Our good buddy John Tate sent us this invite, and that's April 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that, and it's basically a one-day hunt. So Kevin and I get to go try to kill 2 turkeys in one day, and by 5 o'clock. No pressure.
Well, and they score and judge that thing, and then they give away some prizes, so you might actually win something shooting a turkey.
I just want to shoot a turkey. I don't need no prizes unless they're giving away like $1 million in new trucks and stuff. But I don't think that's happening. But
I'm pretty sure first prize was I think it said like $15,000.
If it's $15, that's great. I just want to shoot a turkey. That's really what it boils down to. I want to shoot a turkey.
I want to make a sound and have a turkey make his sound back at me.
I do too, and when he's standing about 30 yards, and then I blow his freaking head off.
Oh, Rite.
Yes. Cacao. Fried turkey and pecan pie. That'll be on the menu.
That's right.
If you ever drink Perrier carbonated mineral water in the strawberry flavor while you're doing a podcast, you do get the burps. I'm just letting you know.
Is that what you were busting open a few minutes ago? We heard you pop a top.
Yeah, it wasn't a beer. I know a lot of y'all thought that. I don't know. It's just healthy water, I guess. I don't know. My wife likes it with vodka. I guess that makes it less healthy. I don't know. Kevin's got
I'm drinking healthy water too.
Mm-hmm. What was it? Mountain Dew water?
What we call sweet tea.
Yeah,
sweet tea.
There you go, buddy. So anyway, we got turkey season going to roll out, and that's the next couple of weeks we're going to be getting after them, and hopefully we can shoot some Florida turkeys, and then we can shoot some Georgia turkeys, and we can shoot some North Carolina turkeys, and get this thing off to a good start. And we will be rolling out our Backwoods Beards episodes as we go. May not be but 5 minutes long, but we're going to roll them out. So we'll be rolling those on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Roku and blah, 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 blah. Everything out there. Vimeo. Right, Mr. Producer, man?
Yeah, you rolled out a Kansas one the other day, and there's a Kentucky one sitting on deck, and got some South Dakota in the works from last year too.
Oh Lord. Well, we can't give away all our secrets because we only got a couple weeks. So hopefully we'll have us some Florida rolling out here. That's our goal. But
that's right.
I get a lot of questions. I say the most common question about turkey hunting is like for people that don't go turkey hunting, that want to start turkey hunting. And you and I were both there at one time. Like we both turkey hunting day one. I mean, I remember the day one. And everybody's like, well,
it seems like it wasn't that long ago.
Well, I probably forgot day 2 through day before yesterday, but I remember day one. So I mean, because I think that would be now for me 23 years ago. I started turkey hunting. That's been a minute. Um, and I didn't kill a turkey. I called in a turkey for my cousin Matthew and my dad before I ever killed. Actually, my dad shot two that I called before I ever shot a turkey. My first turkey. 23
Well, that's I
years
had
ago.
never turkey hunted growing up. Matter of fact, my dad didn't kill turkey until a few years after I did. We'd never done that when we were growing up.
But my advice for anybody that beginner turkey hunting 101, if you will. First off, you do need turkey calls that you know how to use. I would highly advise people to go buy the different types of turkey calls. And good luck if you can do it. Good. If not, don't get hung up on it. But don't throw the mouth call in there first and try to figure that one out. Like if you want to go turkey hunting tomorrow, get you a Backwoods Life logo turkey call available at backwoodslife.com would be a great start. Just saying. But this is an easy
Or a
call.
slate call. That's a good start too.
The one with our logo on is better though.
It is better. I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, with that said, I mean, a slate call or a glass call is a great starting point. A box call is almost a foolproof starting point. But the only thing with a box call is you may learn to call too loud to start with. That's a bad habit.
I want to give you a little tip though for your box call if you're calling too loud. I know some people are just listening, some aren't watching our handy dandy video, but if you squeeze the side of your box call just a little bit, you'll rob some of the vibration and it won't call near as loud. And if you wear headphones, you can't hear what you're doing.
Well, I could hear yours, but my noise canceling part kicked in, so I didn't get to hear like the second half of it. So, just saying. Oh yeah, it cancels you right out. So you could have been calling really loud, and I wouldn't even known it. But with that being said, like a box call, you just want that steady yelp, like Kevin was just doing, just a yelp, 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 and that's the majority of the time is the sound that a turkey makes, a hen turkey makes that a gobbler will get fired up about. When I had the glass call a while ago, doing those clucks and those purrs, that's your subtle little, hey big boy, I'm right over here chilling out, talking sweet to you, and you get them little soft yelps, little tree yelps and stuff like that, and it's a chess match. That's the best way to put it. And when you're turkey hunting, you're trying to reverse nature. Because if you've ever watched turkeys, especially in a field where you've got a bunch of hens and gobblers out there, those gobblers stand out in the edge of the field, side of the field, and get out there in the middle, whatever, and they stand there and gobble and gobble and gobble on a little high spot or whatever. And those hens come out of the woods and they come right over there to him and they do a little circle around him a couple times and lay down, and he might do a circle around her a couple times, and then they breeds her. That's how nature works. And when we're out there sitting by a tree, got a decoy out there, or two or three or four or 10, like Kevin uses, gotta have options. But
Block.
but when you're setting up like that and you're trying to call and get that gobbler to come to you, you're reversing what he wants to do. He wants to just go over there where he's comfortable in his little safe spot, little strut zone, little look at me spot. He wants to gobble and strut, and then them girls come to him. But you're trying to get him to come to you. So it's really about, I think people early in turkey hunting, they overcall. And we're guilty of overcalling now at 20 something years in the game. But it's all about that gobbler's temperature. If he's standing off over there.
And I will say, talking about calling, there are times you do that calling, whether it's a lot or a little, and they come running to you. But even at 20 something years of turkey hunting, there's times that you call and they still go the other way.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's 100% that that gobbler's going to do what he wants to do. No matter how much you call, how good a caller you are. You could have Eddie Salter over there talking as sweet as Eddie's ever made a turkey call sound, and that gobbler still ain't gonna come in. That's just because that's not what he wants to do. So it's all
So
about
don't think that you did something wrong just because he didn't come in there.
no. But that's also another thing is a lot of people will sit there and call, and that turkey may gobble, and he may be 100 yards away, 200 yards away out there, hung up as we call it. Just he doesn't want to come anymore. And you check his temperature, and you call, he gobbles. You wait a little while, you call, he's in the same spot. They'll get up and leave. And probably after they leave, that gobbler's standing right there where they just left from. That happens a lot. Old timer turkey
Patience
hunter.
kills a lot of turkeys.
There's no doubt. Old timer turkey hunter told me, he said, if a gobbler ever answers you, sometime during that day, he's going to be standing in that spot looking for where you were at. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I think there's a lot of validity there.
The problem is sometimes he's already been at that spot and he ain't necessarily coming back.
Well, he might come back, but it might be 4 hours later. I'm not
He
saying
might.
he's going to come back, and he's going to come back there. If you're where he lives, he's going to come back sometime. And like Kevin said, patience kills probably more turkeys than anything. My dad's the one of the best in the world at just sitting in the woods and doing nothing. So he'll just go sit in a ground blind where the turkeys are they're there between daylight and dark. At some point, he'll just wait them out. He'll sit there, call a little bit, and he kills a bunch of turkeys doing that. I don't have the patience for it. I'd rather be fishing, or I got something else to do. I want them to be fired up, gobbling hot like an old Texas gobbler comes in there to beat up decoys and all that. And we're here in the South, they don't play that script very often. I mean, they do, but it ain't like other parts of the country.
Yeah, I've killed a lot of turkeys just being patient, but it is a boring process sometimes. But, talking about new turkey hunting, my buddy Timmy Terry, he took me turkey hunting. I was probably 20 years old. And the first thing he told me was a turkey can see so good that if he could read a newspaper, he could read it at 100 yards.
I think turkey has some good LASIK done there.
And I took that to heart. And that's the thing people don't realize sometimes when they get out there is a turkey can see, in my opinion, way better than even a deer can. And they will bust you moving in a heartbeat.
There's no doubt. And most of the time, if you're going to go sit somewhere and just be patient, like a food plot or, a ridge in the woods where the turkeys like to stroll around on or something, you need to be still. And I carry a little stake up blind with me. Sometimes we'll sit in our redneck blinds on the ground or, stuff like that, depending on the weather, but I definitely encourage camouflage and brush as your advantage, because it's almost like sometimes they get so close they just feel you're there, whether you moved or not. They know something's there. We've all been there, like a gobbler 5 yards away from you, like, oh crap, there he is right there, and then that's it. He knew something was there that wasn't there normally.
Although a turkey sensitive to that sometimes as a deer, like you can set up a blind on a turkey and they don't really care as long as it's not moving. But sometimes, yeah, you're right, that sixth sense just kicks in.
And that's why we use decoys a lot, especially if we're going to sit up and wait and be patient on a bird to come in, because when they get fixed on that decoy and they get that, old can of whoop ass opened up and coming in there to beat that Jake decoy up or try to take them hens away, it's like when they get locked in, that's it. It's game over. You have to go out there and beat them with a stick to get them off. I mean, they're just that focused on what they're doing. Like last year, I shot that bird opening afternoon. Comes right into the decoy. He kind of skirts, makes a little loop around, struts in. I give him a little time, milk the footage, and kill him. And then 5 more gobblers come running in, jumping on him, and they wouldn't leave. I'm sitting there like, okay, somebody's fixing to get shot if y'all don't get out of here. I had 3 tags, and I was like, hey, I can't take but so much of this as a grown man turkey hunter. And anyway, they finally ease on off. But, with all that being said, that's a prime example. They were so fixed on beating up that decoy and that dead gobbler, they didn't care about anything. I probably could have got up and walked out there halfway to them before they ran off. Excuse me, and that's just turkey hunting. It's all checking that temperature. When they're fired up, and when they're cold, it's just, you don't make a dang what you do.
You should have walked out there. You'd have been like a mailman on a meme with them running out there chasing you.
I think I lost you, man.
Can you hear me?
I can now. You cut out. It just froze up, and I don't know.
Oh, I said you should have walked out there. You'd have looked like a mailman in a meme. They'd have been chasing you around the food plot out there.
No, they wouldn't have been chasing me because I had a rotate with 3-inch 12 gauge shells in it, and I had the upper hand. Ain't no doubt about that. So, but anyway, the biggest advice for new turkey hunters is practice on your calls. Don't overcall. Don't try to call too loud. Be patient. Learn your property, and especially if you've got trail cameras, like we do use our spy points a lot to locate where the birds come and go, where they roost, where they, different times of the day. So, you can either beat them there and wait and see if they show up, or you know where to go try to hit that call and get one to gobble and call them in. So, scouting and knowing your property is one of the most important tools of turkey hunting. There's no doubt. And the good thing about them, all turkeys that I know about move in the daytime, and if you can make one gobble most of the time, to get you in the ball game, and maybe he'll come in and give you a shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty thankful that turkeys go to roost at night because they're pretty smart boogers. If they moved all night like deer, we may not have near as much luck.
No, if they would move at night, you'd never kill one. And I like you were talking about their eyesight a while ago, I think they can see what you're thinking most of the time. So, yeah, they're awesome. When it goes, to me, when a turkey hunt goes perfect, like a gobbler comes in, gobbles, struts, does his thing, and you get him, that's 10 out of 10. Doesn't get any better. That's just that. But when turkey hunting's bad and they're not cooperating, there's a fine line between doing that and sitting in the woods looking stupid.
Yeah, and we spend a lot of time sitting in the woods looking, I'm going to say handsome because I don't want to say stupid.
No, we look stupid, but we look good doing it in our rotate, shotguns, and real tree camo and element outdoor clothing, those shameless plugs 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the show. Topped with some Hawk optics, looking, styling, and profiling. And by the way, Hawk has these new bino harnesses. Did you get yours yet? Okay,
I did.
I'm making sure you got. I got one too, and I'm ready to strap that dude on this turkey season.
Yeah, and they actually have a couple models that have come out with, and some of them were so popular they sold out before they ever even got them in.
I know, we couldn't even order one. My gosh, but that's all right. We got these. These will work. The ones the other version I like, you had a rangefinder pocket. This one doesn't, but it'll be all right. We'll still look good styling in that little, like a OD green or whatever that they're in. I'll blend right in with them turkey woods being green this spring. So.
And that way your binos are always right there, ready to go. Just all right, put them back.
Yeah, we've been working with Hawk a long time, and that's one thing that we kind of were harping on them all the time. Like, man, y'all got to come out with a bino harness with your branding on it, because we're wearing these things. Because that's the thing, we're trying to protect the investment. You got a $500, $600 or more pair of binoculars around your neck. Dude, climbing up in a lock on or whatever, I beat them things up. Big Mike, he drops them out of every ladder stand he ever sits in. So I'm gonna make him strap them things on, so that I don't have to keep buying him new binoculars.
Yeah, he needs a roll of bubble wrap and a new Hawk bino harness.
He just needs a bubble. Just keep him walking around the woods. He don't tear everything up. But anyway, well, man, I think people are probably tired of hearing us talk about turkey hunting. So we'll wrap this thing up, and everybody, y'all check us out at backwoodslife.com if you hadn't already. Of course, if you're listening to this, you probably saw it on some social media outlet or iTunes or Google Play or iHeart or Podbean, or the list goes on and on. Facebook, whatever. We're all over the place. So y'all check us out. Hop over there in Backwoods store and get you one of these, one more time, shameless plug for Backwoods Life logo turkey calls. These do sound really good. They're not just a gimmick crap call. These things are the real deal.
That's high-end quality.
That's right. High-end glass and high-end wood, high-end call makers. So,
and collectible.
if you're into that kind of stuff, I guess. I'd go hunting with it before I collected it. So, that's just my 2 cents on it. So anyway, episode 47 is coming up. I'm trying to knock down a time with our buddy John Tate, actually, to record a podcast, talk about his career. He was with Realtree forever, went out and has his own production company now, produces Drop Zone TV. I think he'd be a great guy to have on here. So we've been playing text tag and phone tag. I know he's been, they did a youth hunt in Florida last week, so he's been tied up with that, and just got the Strut Masters Championship coming up that we're going to, and get him to talk about that some. So maybe he'll be our next guest on there, and we will.
It'll be a good time. He's good people.
That's right, ain't no doubt. So appreciate all y'all listening, and turkey season's here. I gotta get Kevin out there to walk him around the woods and call me in a turkey to let me shoot one.
Yeah, come on, Uncle Mike.
Well, I lost Kevin.
Michael, let's
again.
go. My internet's tired. I can't help it. My internet's tired.
You ain't been working that hard. You ain't been working it that hard to make it tired. But you are down there in nowhere, Florida. They ship it in FedEx boxes, I think. So, all right. Y'all be good. We'll catch you next week, next time, whenever we do this thing again. Good luck out there turkey hunting. Be safe. Find some sheds. And if you find more than 5 in Georgia, you call us and send us a picture, because that'll be another record.
We'll put you in the Shed Hunting Hall of Fame, South Georgia.
Woo!